All right, all right. Good afternoon and welcome to the BFTAA and More Show. I am your host, Louis George Walker, as I try and get a little bit of audio out on the radio side here. Testing 1, 2. Okay, for some reason we're doing that again. Not sure what's going on with some of my radio transmission. Monitor. All right. Well, I want to welcome you here this evening, this afternoon. I'm going to stop this and get my radio back on. All right, this is the BFTAA and More Show. I am your host, Louis George Walker, and am so glad to be with you this evening. This is KUAW Radio. We're broadcasting live from the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, located at 4510 East Linwood Boulevard in Kansas City, Missouri, and you are encouraged to bring your students down. Matter of fact, tonight they're doing reading. If your child would like some reading enrichment or to catch up on reading or to get more advanced, reading is going on from 6 to 7:30 this evening. They also do math and science on Saturdays. Math is from 10:30 until 12. Science is from 12:30 until 2. All right, till 2:30, 12:30 to 2:30. So we have the reading going on here, and we have the science and math on Saturdays. Come down. You can enroll your child in. Just go to the website for W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, and you can enroll your child and get involved in the program right now. All right. We've got a show this evening. It's after Thanksgiving. Everybody's back and feeling good. Had a good long weekend, and hope you didn't eat too much. We're going to get ready to talk about some things this evening. If any of you have some information on smartwatches, I'm looking to buy a smartwatch, and I would like to find out a little bit more about them, or who's been using some and what their experience has been with a smartwatch. So if you got a smartwatch, if you're using a smartwatch, get in touch with us. I'd sure like to talk with you about it. I'm going to give you some information on some that I've been looking up, but I would like to get some firsthand information from people that are using the smartwatch right now. So as we get ready to go into that and we'll get that information out, we're going to do what we always do here at the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, because we're about STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, communications, arts, all of the things that we really need for this world of today and the world of the future that is coming. That's what we're a part of. So we want you to get involved with STEM, get your kids involved with STEM, and let's make this digital divide disappear. The Black Family Technology Awareness Association was founded in 2004, and we've been about closing the digital divide that exists in the African American community ever since that time. So as we get ready to go into things of the 21st century, we really want to work more on closing that digital divide. Also, we've got Giving Tuesday coming up, so we want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on Giving Tuesday. Hope that you would support the Black Family Technology Awareness Association at that time. But we're going to go now to NASA and a little bit of what's going on. How did they celebrate Thanksgiving? That would be an interesting piece. Let's see if we can get NASA and Space to Ground. This week's going to talk about preparing meals, getting ready on the space station, and how do we get food up there? How do they celebrate Thanksgiving? How's that food prepared and stuff? So, without any further ado, let's go into Space to Ground.
Welcome to Space to Ground. I'm Shaniqua Marine. Today we're inside the Johnson Space Center Space Food Systems Laboratory. Food, it's a part of our everyday lives, and it plays an important role in the holiday season. Here in the United States, we're celebrating the Thanksgiving holiday, which is a time for friends and family to gather around the dinner table and share a feast. But how do you pull off such a Thanksgiving meal, or any meal for that matter, in space? To guide us through the makings of a meal on the International Space Station, we're joined by Shulei Wu, the Food Systems Manager for the International Space Station. Thank you so much for joining us today, Shulei. We do have the Thanksgiving holiday coming up, and I know you guys have to prepare a little in advance, and there's no grocery store in space, so can you tell me a little bit about the menu and how it gets there to the International Space Station?
Yeah, exactly. As you mentioned, there's no grocery store in space, and there's no kitchen appliances for crew member to cook up a meal from scratch in microgravity. Therefore, here in Food Lab, we have to procure, process, and package all the food in advance to send to our crew members. Here with me, I have a few selection of food packages, like this one. This one is a smoked turkey. This is an irradiated product that is a technology utilizing the gamma radiation to make the food shelf stable. The red dots here indicating it received the sufficient amount of dosage to make the product safe to eat. Another example here, this one is candied yam. This product, you can see it's made in 2021 and will definitely still be good as well. This is thermostabilized package. It's basically just like the canned foods you can find in grocery store, canned tuna, etc. But we pack them in those flexible pouch so that they're lighter in weight, and also when crew members finish eating, they can compact the trash very easily. And another one here, this one is spicy green beans. They're in those white package, so those products are freeze-dried literally here. So as you can see, spicy green beans dry like a mummy. Freeze-drying the process to remove all the water out. You may be surprised, all the food we eat on a daily basis, most of them are between 80 to 90% of water. That's what makes them spoil so quick. If we take all the water out, then they become very shelf stable.
And do you guys take any special requests for these holiday meals?
Yeah, that's actually very important because whatever food we send up, we want to making sure crew member will be liking the food. If they don't like the food, then we just waste up the payload going up. So I will reach out to crew member to see what they would like to have. Like this year specifically, crew member would like to have a charcuterie board. Therefore, we work with a cargo integration team, managed to stow up some cheese, real cheese with refrigeration, and some dried meats that passed micro testing, and some fruits and dried nuts. So those gonna be up there for this holiday.
So how much food does an astronaut need to eat while on station trying to maintain muscle mass and bone density and nutritional values to help keep them there?
Yeah, so for the crew member to maintain a healthy weight, they do lots of exercise. More exercise means more calorie. Therefore, their calorie requirement is higher than the requirement on ground. So normally, on average, for a female astronaut, probably about 2,700 calories per day. For male, somewhere about 3,300 calories per day. Of course, that depends on the gender, their height, and their weight.
And it's specific or tailored per astronaut.
That's correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but most of them normally structure their meal into breakfast, lunch, dinner with a snack in between.
How about cravings? Are there a wide enough variety in menu options for astronauts if they do have cravings while up there for however long duration?
Yeah, variety is a buzzword. Variety is a key because even if you like smoked turkey, you love smoked turkey, but eat this every day for 1 week, you're gonna hate it next week. So we try to supply a big variety, as big as possible. On the standard menu, we supply 200 different food and beverage items for crew member to pick and choose. But 200 may sound a lot to you, but imagine our target consumer astronauts, they all have different backgrounds and they're very diverse in terms of personal preference. So after you take out things they don't like, for each crew member that shrink significantly. So we supplement with crew preference containers. Each crew member for 6 months stay up there, they get 9 containers of those preference food. So those can be food either from our standard menu, because if you really like smoked turkey and your crewmates also love smoked turkey, you better pack some your own. Because the standard menu, first come, first serve. And they can also request lots of the commercial of the shelf items. As long as we evaluate and consider they're safe for flight, we will pack those for crew member to add variety as well.
Awesome.
Oh, and the third key thing is exchange. Crew member, they do share food on ISS with like the Russian crew members. And when you're sharing, you add more variety.
The aroma of food, how does that work in space?
Yeah, so there are several folds to that. First of all, if you really like coffee, I love the coffee smell. But this is gonna be the coffee package crew member gonna get. And once they add water back, they use this straw to drink the coffee. So they're not gonna be able to smell their coffee.
Okay,
So
now what about these?
yeah, for food, so the aroma molecules on Earth, normally they're lighter than air. That's why they go up, go straight to your nasal pathway. For crew member, one thing, they don't smell very well. And also the second thing, the aroma molecule in the microgravity, they go everywhere.
So I know on station, condiments are a thing, and crew members tend to like the spicier condiments. Is that true? Is that right?
That tend to be true for many crew members because when you're in microgravity environment, your body fluid shift make you have kind of stuffy nose, you don't smell things very well. So crew member tend to like the spicy kick in the food that help them open up the nasal pathway and also help them taste the food better.
That makes sense. Part of tasting is smells. Now, what's in the future for the space food system? What are we looking forward to for Moon to Mars missions, for Artemis missions going forward?
Yeah, that's a good question. For the future, we do envision the space food system going to be a combination of several technologies. The first one, those we consider as a pre-packaged food system because crew member, all they need to do is just add water or just heat up and open to eat. Those are ready to eat food. We still consider this as part of the future space food system because those doesn't require much time from crew members. And also, if there are any issues to other system, they will have this one to lay back on, to fall back on. The second portion we're thinking about is like the crop for crew member to plant crops, veggies in space. And there have been some testing going on that crew member harvest chili in space and make a chili taco.
I do recall that, and I do recall them eating and testing out the food that they were growing. I know so far they've looked at some leafy greens, some radishes, and like you said, the chilies were very big on station. So can you tell us any new items that you guys are looking into, or of recent years? Are there any crew favorites that have recently flown to the International Space Station?
Yeah, I think one great example for that is a mango salad. That's a product developed by our advanced food technology scientists. They develop this product, they do the shelf life evaluation like 3 years, making sure the food is all good. Then we add it to the standard menu. And since then, we have heard just very positive comments from crew members.
That's different. Mango salad.
Yes, it's actually pretty good. It's a freeze-dried product, but yeah, very fresh.
Shule Wu from the International Space Station Food Laboratory. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. My pleasure.
That's Space to Ground for this week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Yes, that was Space to Ground. So they had a lot about the food with Thanksgiving and what we're having an abundance of. It's something to see how much food they have to take up. How do you have a variety, too? Because if you're going to be in space for 6 months, how do you get that variety? That was very interesting. Also, the fact that they're growing some food now. So if they plan on traveling to Mars, that's one thing that's going to be important, is to be able to grow some vegetables while you're in flight to give you something a little different, a little fresher than the freeze-dried food, so it's a variety. So all of that seemed very good, and that's some of the things they've been doing up in the space station before they get ready for a long-duration flight to see how plants will grow in outer space. How is it possible, and can it happen? So that's a very, very informational thing. Now, another thing that I'm going over as we go into this new year that's coming up, and pretty soon there'll be Black History Month, but we don't want to wait for Black History, because Black History is 365 days out of a year, every day. So want to give you an article that I picked up on Because of Them We Can. BecauseOfThemWeCan.com. They always put a lot of good information about some of the people that have broken through, that have done things and are doing things even today. So one of the things I saw was a story about Frederick Gregory. How many of you have heard about Frederick Gregory or know anything about him? Well, Frederick Gregory is a pioneering figure in space, but one who doesn't get talked about enough. He was born in 1941. Gregory is the son of Francis A. and Nora Drew Gregory. He went on to marry Barbara Archer, and the couple had 2 children, and he's an accomplished astronaut, test pilot, flight safety program manager, and a former Air Force veteran who served as NASA's deputy administrator from 2002 to 2005. This is African American. NSA History Division reports that he has been honored with a number of awards and accolades, including the Defense Superior Service Medal, the National Intelligence Medal of Achievement, the NASA Distinguished Service Medal, 2 NASA Outstanding Leadership Medals. So he's received a bunch of decorations in his lifetime. And why should we talk about him? Well, this is one of the things that we know about him. He is the nephew of pioneer surgeon Charles Drew. So his uncle was Charles Drew, and a lot of people know Charles Drew, and the story of Charles Drew was the fact that he was one of the people that pioneered the making of blood plasma that saved a lot of soldiers in World War II, that through his breakthroughs in blood plasma work, that they were able to save a lot of people. The ironic thing is that he was in a car accident, and the hospital he went to wouldn't accept black people, and he died for a lack of blood before they could get him to the next hospital that would accept African Americans. So he died, he bled to death, and he was the one that had discovered how to use blood plasma and blood transfusion. Says that his uncle, Dr. Charles Drew, was a famous surgeon and a pioneer in blood plasma production and preservation. Drew helped prove that there was no difference between white blood and black blood, but he couldn't overcome resistance against putting the blood of one race into another. So even though science-wise they could prove that there was no difference between black blood and white blood or any other blood, they still wouldn't do it. That there was still resistance to getting a transfusion, say, from a black person into a white person, and vice versa. So that's one of the ways that this country has always kind of shot itself in the foot by not accepting some of the things that are done just because it's maybe not done by a person of the dominant race. We're trying to get away from that. There's still a lot of work. But he got his start as a helicopter pilot, and this is Frederick Gregory, Frederick Drew Gregory. He got his start as a helicopter pilot during the Vietnam War, and after flying 550 combat missions during a year of distinguished service in Vietnam, Gregory spent the next part of his career learning to fly and then testing the most advanced aircraft operated by the U.S. Armed Forces. He flew the UH-1F missile support helicopter in Missouri and Phantom 4, F-4 Phantom jets in Texas before becoming a U.S. Navy test pilot at Pawtuxet River Naval Air Station in Maryland. After his test pilot training, he was assigned to the 4950 Test Wing at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, an operational test pilot flying both jet fighters and helicopters. In 1974, he took a temporary duty assignment at the research test pilot at the NASA Langley Research Center in Virginia. He returned to Vietnam in 1975 during the American evacuation to fly refugees from the American embassy in Saigon to carriers offshore. So he had a very distinguished career before going into ICE. He was the first African American to pilot a space shuttle. Yeah, Frederick Gregory. He successfully underwent the training and evaluation that qualified him to serve as a pilot on space shuttle crews. For the next 4 years, he worked in a variety of capacities in NASA, including a stint in the Shuttle Avionics Integration Laboratory, until he was assigned to pilot the Challenger on the Spacelab 3 mission that took off in April of 1985. Gregory led a 7-man crew that performed medical and material processing experiments during a week of round-the-clock scientific operations. Satellite deployments were also carried out during the flight. Although he was the third black to fly into outer space, Gregory was the first to pilot an American spacecraft. He was tremendously moved by his first voyage beyond Earth's atmosphere, and for him it was a highly religious experience. So that was him. According to The Dream, the story of African American astronauts, Gregory said, when you're in space and you're looking down at Earth and you see this perfect globe beneath you and you see the organization and non-chaos, you have to feel, as I did, that there was one great being, one great force that made this happen. The astronaut was quoted in Ebony as saying, from our vantage in space, we couldn't help but redefine the world, where we all are part of a whole global entity based on the absence of political and arbitrary boundaries of the planet Earth. As an astronaut, he spent more than 455 hours in outer space, and he commanded 3 major space missions between 85 and 91. So that's one thing we have to be thankful for. Frederick Gregory, because of you, we can. So this was a story about Frederick Gregory. It was done in Because of Them, We Can blog that's on the web. Be sure to check it out if you want to learn more about what's going on with African American discoveries, innovations, and things. Check out Because of Them, We Can. I'm on their mailing list, so I get it in email daily, not daily, but probably about twice a week. So you ought to sign up for it. Because of Them, we can. All right. So as we go on into space, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about also is how do you get to be a scientist, an engineer, and all the work that goes into it. And NASA had put out a little video with some of the African Americans that work at NASA, and they tell you a little bit about what it takes. So for all of you young people out there, if you want to know about getting into NASA, getting into space, pay attention to what they got to tell you right now. And this is from some very intelligent people.
My advice to anyone who wants to pursue a career in STEM:
be curious about the world around you.
Never give up. Believe you can do anything you want to do.
Work hard.
Work hard.
Perseverance is the key.
Be willing to put in the time and effort that it takes to get the knowledge and training that you need.
Make sure you always put your best foot forward.
Do their very best.
Find your own path.
Find a mentor.
Asking questions whenever you have them.
They give great advice. It might not always be advice that you want to hear, but you know it's for your own good.
Don't let anyone distract you from doing the very best you can to meet your goals in life.
Don't be afraid to try and fail sometimes. But if you fail, learn from it and use that knowledge to find the path to success.
I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for having such great mentoring, beginning in high school and going on throughout graduate school and obtaining my PhD.
And continuing to challenge yourself.
Take a lot of math and science.
And to find ways to integrate math and science in your everyday playtime, in your adventures, and in your extracurricular activities.
Seek out those opportunities that will lead you along this path and never give up on your dream.
Pursue their dreams.
Go for that dream of yours.
Dream big, and act on it, and hopefully one day I'll see you here at NASA.
All right. So that's a little bit more of what they have to do, what it takes to kind of get there and to be among the best and the brightest. So I know we've got a lot of young people that are listening to us tonight that are part of that. Let me get my green screen back. Okay, we get that. I had to go check the door. Hearing a lot of noise out there, and Didn't know what was happening. All right. We get some of the magic back together for you guys. There. Okay. Yeah, it's live here, so I had to get up and check that out. But hey, that's some of the things that we need to encourage our young people. You probably will fail sometimes, that's part of it, but that they keep going. We do a robotics program here, and that's one thing that the kids are learning. They get frustrated, and we're working with some youngsters now in Lego, and when the robot doesn't perform right, it can be frustrating because you're trying and it just doesn't seem to go for you. But that's part of the learning process, and that's part of what you have to do is try, fail, and try again. Continue to try, continue to push that envelope. So we're going to keep going. Looks like I'm getting a little low stream on my internet right now. We'll have to see how that works out as we go forward. But yeah, you have to keep going. You have to keep trying. You have to keep pushing to move forward. So that's one of the things we wanted to talk about. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, which is a little important on a personal note, was getting those smartwatches. Yes. So if it's anybody out there, as I asked before, that's been that has a smartwatch, excuse me. If you can give me some information, let me open up the chat thing so we can talk to you. And if I get this chat up, sometimes we have to reboot it. Okay, let's see. This might give us a connection. Seems like about every week. There we go. All right, so we got the Facebook connection. Our chat is up. So if you want to send me a chat, let me know what smartwatch you're using. Is it a Fitbit, a Apple Watch, a Samsung, a Galaxy, and which model is it? How does it work for you? Because that's one thing that I want to do is I want to pick up a smartwatch maybe for the holidays. That might be my Christmas present this year is a smartwatch. I recently started going to the gym regularly, and I want to keep track of my heart rate and things like that. So let's see if we can find out a little more about smart watches. I think there are a lot of them out there. Now, one of the ones that they're rating, and this comes from PC Magazine, they talk about the Apple Watch Series 8, that being the best overall watch, roughly costing around $439. That is what they rated as the top watch was the Apple Watch. And this is from PC Editor's Choice. Says it checks body temperature sensing, car crash detection. The Series B is the right choice for most smartwatch watch buyers. So I see they have it as low as Walmart has it for $349. All right. So that's one. That's the Apple Watch Series 8. So if you have that watch, let me know how it's performing for you. You can put that up even after the show. Just go ahead and put it in the text comments, because I'll be looking at the show's comments a little later. Some of the pros they have on it, it says it has overnight temperature sensing, car crash detection, improved battery life, more accurate period predictions. Okay, the cons are it's the same design as previous model. So that's not bad that they didn't change the design, because if I don't have one, it's new to me. And then limited usefulness for retrospective ovulation estimates. Okay, I don't think I need that one either. So, okay, the two cons don't mean anything, so that doesn't seem like a bad watch, the Series 8. Next they had up is Fitbit Versa 3. And it says it has the best battery life, so it's even better than the Apple Watch. It says it has an attractive design with large, always-on color display, integrated GPS. That's good. Battery charges quickly and lasts for days, measures blood oxygen level while sleeping, supports the Amazon Alexa, Fitbit Pay, and Spotify. So you can listen to music, you can buy music, and everything else on it. The cons that it has is a laggy touchscreen, no stress tracking, no skin temperature or ECG sensors. and it doesn't provide a high and low heart rate notifications. So the Fitbit is in there to see what they say the price on it is. Okay, $199 at Best Buy, $154 at Amazon. So that's not bad. So it doesn't do as much as the Apple Watch, which is best overall, but it's half the price, or even more than half the price of, or less than half the price of the Amazon Watch. So that's the Fitbit Versa 3. So for $200, you can get it, and it's good. Samsung Galaxy Watch is in there next, with a competitive price, sleek design, bright durable display, good app selection, slight battery improvement over their previous generation, digital bezel for quick scrolling. That's not bad. The cons it has is temperature data is unavailable at launch, lacks outdoor specific features of the Pro model, questionable SpQ2 or O2, I guess, oxygen measurements, and no heart rate variability or respiration data. So it does a little less, but it does have a price tag of $229 at Amazon, Best Buy $279, Walmart $279. So that is another one. So the smartwatches are interesting, and I'm interested in them. So I'm going to be looking at the smartwatch. So I'm looking for you guys out there listening. Let me know if you've got the smartwatch. Which one do you have? How do you like it? Are you going to upgrade, keep the same model? What will you do in that regard? But that is one thing that I like, is that I'm going to see about getting me a smartwatch this year before it's over with. So that's that. Now, I know I promised you some more tech items, and the smartwatches are just the start of it. But between now and Christmas, I want to give you a few more. The Apple Watch SE is a good watch, best affordable Apple Watch, and it's down to $229 at Amazon and Best Buy, $304 at Walmart, and it is it's the best affordable Apple Watch with a faster processor, a better battery life, and a lower price than the previous model. The second generation of Apple Watch SE is an excellent budget-minded alternative to Series 8. Upgraded processor, new motion sensor with support for crash detection, improved real-world battery life, it's lightweight, excellent app selection and safety features, and a lower price. The cons it has is no always-on display, lacks sensors for ECG, for oxygen or body temperature, and no rating for dust resistance. Okay, but it's all in all good. Then they also have an outdoor adventure one, is the Apple Watch Ultra. It is $739. So it's for outdoors, highly rugged and water resistant. Much better battery life than other Apple Watches, customizable action button, emergency siren, cellular connectivity comes standard, louder speaker than the Series 8, tactile buttons work with gloved hands, dual frequency GPS, and a fantastic depth app. So it's a fancy Apple, but it's almost $800. $739, I guess it's less than $750. So it's not too bad. Fitbit has a Sense 2 at $199. There's a Garmin Lily, which I can't believe they have a Garmin out with no GPS, but that must be their inexpensive one. It's $149, $199 at Best Buy. The Garmin Venue 2, let's see if it has GPS. I guess it does. It doesn't say no GPS. Classic watch design, responsive AMOLED touchscreen, measures blood oxygen saturation, respiration, stress, and energy levels. New HIIT and updated strength training apps, preloaded workouts with animations, onboard music storage, supports Bluetooth accessories, and contactless payments. So it's $299. And it's a fitness watch, so it's a smart watch. It's a fitness watch. Then if you have a Pixel phone, or if you don't, they say the Google Pixel Watch, which is best for Pixel phone users, a unique design, familiar Wear OS and Fitbit features. Google's Pixel Watch is one of the best Android-compatible smartwatches you can buy. Oh, okay. What kind of price is it? $299. So it's up there a bit. Attractive design, fast response, good app selection, secure band attachment, Fitbit fitness training, ECG app. There's some sync difficulties in testing, only comes in one size, no dust resistance rating, doesn't track skin temperature or SpO2, lacks advanced running metrics. You know, one thing I'm noticing on these, other than the one that was $700-something, they don't talk about them being waterproof. And I'm a kayaker, so I'm going to be out there on the water. And, hey, if it flips over or something, I may be in the water a lot. And having a waterproof fitness watch would be good, especially since they got GPS on it. But I guess if I just buy a Fitbit that I didn't wear when I go out there, it would be okay. But that kind of seems like, okay, why would I want the GPS if I can't wear it out around the water? Anyway, that's what's going on with fitness watches and smartwatches right now. So it looks like you can run into them from anywhere from about $150 to $739 and find you some good ones. These were rated by PC Magazine and were, looks like some of them are pretty good. And PC Magazine, from my past experience, has been pretty good in rating things. So if you're going to get somebody a Fitbit or some kind of smartwatch for a Christmas present, you might want to check out PC Magazine and see what they've got on that. Also, a lot of your electronic stores around usually have a selection, different ones around, so check that out. Smartwatches can help you with your fitness. All right. So now, the last thing that I'm going to talk about and that I want you guys to get involved in is Giving Tuesday. Yes, Giving Tuesday starts tonight at 2 o'clock. I've got to say, or at 12 o'clock, which is really 11 o'clock our time, because I think it starts at 12 o'clock Eastern time. And Giving Tuesday is when the nonprofits can benefit from this time of giving, this period of the year. You have Black Friday, where there's a lot of spending, and you have the Saturday shopping, small business shopping, and Sunday, then Cyber Monday, which is going on right now with a lot of sales. And the next day that's been designated is Giving Tuesday. So that's a day where you can take time to give back, to give to others, to help support the nonprofits in your community that are doing things for it. I've got a video, I've got to see if I can pull it up, that we're going to be doing for Giving Friday, or Giving Tuesday, excuse me. See if it's in my temp. Okay, now I don't know where I put it. I wanted to show you guys my Giving Tuesday, but be sure and go to our BFTAA website, Facebook page, and we will have it up there because I don't have it pulled up. I know I sent it down to my computer, but exactly where did we put it is an interesting thing. I got to find that before we go too much further. Let's see. Don't see it there. It's not in the temporary stuff. Okay, and that's video media. Let me see what I've got in video media. This may be it here. Okay, yeah, found it. So let me give you a commercial or our presentation one of the presentations that we're working on for Giving Tuesday, and you can tell me what you think about it. I'll play this for you. Let's see, gotta find a playing site. I think I'll use the NASA site since we didn't have What's Up NASA. I think they were out for the holidays, and we didn't get a What's Up NASA this week. But that's okay. Sometimes you get them. Everybody needs a break. Okay, So let's see, we'll do that right now. So this is the BFTAA KUAW Giving Tuesday broadcast that we'll be having out. And here we go. So let me bring it up. Created 15 years ago to help close the digital divide, to get families involved in using technology to improve their standard of living. Before this existed, there was a big gap in the people that had even computers at home. This was back in 2004. And in the community around here, what we were finding is that a lot of homes didn't have computers, didn't have broadband access. The kids had to go to the libraries in order to use computers in general. So we were trying to get people to get involved, to learn what they needed to have that computer at home for. We decided to have a youth technology fair along with doing workshops and stuff. So the technology fair were for students that they could do a technology project, bring it in, and they could win a laptop computer. We've been working with young people, getting them used to using technology, programming.
I didn't know what I wanted to do before I came here because no one had ever introduced me to technology. I've learned more than just robotics. I've learned like how to manage things and how to talk to others and show others how to do other things. Like, way more stuff than I think most kids might.
All right. So that is a little brief, that's a video that we actually showed last year, but I cut it down and just put a little bit of what we're talking about this year in there instead. So I hope that you'll enjoy it and hope that it will encourage people to give and support the Black Family Technology Awareness Association and what we're doing. Jalea Anderson, who was in that video right now, is a college student, and she came through the BFTAA robotics program, and she was in it for 5, almost 6 years. And she went on to college. I think she's supposed to be graduating next year. I'm actually going to try and contact her and see if we can get her to do a little short talk about how BFTAA and the robotics program helped her as she was going through high school and getting ready to go into college, and if she still uses some of the things that she learned or benefited from that. So we want you to give to the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, BFTAA. That's the parent of KUAW Radio. It also supports a VEX and Lego robotics program, and we support events concerning technology throughout the year. So please, Giving Tuesday, you'll go to our Facebook page, go to our LinkedIn page, go to our Twitter or Instagram if you're on any social media. If you're not on any social media, then just go to www.bftaa.org. That's www.bftaa.org. and make a donation there. You can donate from your credit card, you can donate through PayPal, or you can donate through Facebook. We're on those platforms. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So remember, this is Giving Tuesday. It starts tonight, and we hope that you would support the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. So as I get ready to leave you now, I'm going to play that little commercial that we have once again so that you'll know that this is Giving Tuesday. We need your support right here at the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. We'll talk to you again next Monday on BFTAA and More Show. Okay, let's... Created 15 years ago to help close the digital divide, to get families involved in using technology to improve their standard of living. Before this existed, there was a big gap in the people that had even computers at home. This was back in 2004. And in the community around here, what we were finding is that a lot of homes didn't have computers, didn't have broadband access. The kids had to go to the libraries in order to use computers in general. So we were trying to get people to get involved, to learn what they needed to have that computer at home for. We decided to have a youth technology fair along with doing workshops and stuff. So the technology fair was for students that they could do a technology project, bring it in, and they could win a laptop computer. We've been working with young people, getting them used to using technology, programming.
I didn't know what I wanted to do before I came here because no one had ever introduced me to technology. I've learned more than just robotics. I've learned like how to manage things and how to talk to others and show others how to do other things. Way more stuff than I think most kids might.
All right. So